My life is a single player game, and I'm totally fine with that. Everyone always says, if you want to go far, go together. If you want to go fast, go alone. Guess what? I'm going far and fast. Alone. And it's not by choice. It's by adaptation. Okay? So don't tell me like, oh, you should just try, you should just try. No, you don't fucking know. I've done nothing but try. And this is not a cry for help either, you know? Don't even bother. But this is just true. And I think it's not just me. I think this is a beautiful representation of how the world is changing. Connection is simply, it's gone. Sure, people are connecting, right? People are connecting, saying hi to each other. How are you doing? Great. You? Me too. All right, bye. What a connection, right? Very, very deep. I just don't see it anymore. You know that? I just don't see it anymore. And I woke up with a feeling that was telling me this, exactly this, what I'm describing right now. This whole thing. And I didn't even have to decode that feeling. It just spoke to me like that. It says, you're alone, bro. You're alone. And it got me thinking, and I know that if that is true for me, can you imagine the rest? The rest of the people? Because I know the world. I see it. You know, I look around. I go around. And because for me, you know, I have great friendships. I have great friendships. I have family. Like, I have all that. I can call anyone anytime and they'll be there for me. But still, I had that feeling. And whatever I do, it's always just me. It's always just me. Doing everything. Front to back. So that is just reality. And it's only going to get more like this. Trust me. It'll only get more like this. As everything becomes more accessible, you won't need anyone anymore. And we're going to get to a point where the desire for human connection will become so strong that we're going to hit an inflection point. At least hopefully. Because otherwise, there is no hope. We might as well just be replaced by robots and get it over with, right? Because what's the point, guys? What's the point of life? It's to connect with people. It's to be yourself. It's to trust people. It's to love each other. You have to know what to love, because if you don't know them, how can you love someone if you don't know them? And to know someone, you have to know everything about them. The reason that the love between a mother and a child is so strong is because they are connected in every possible way. By blood, by body, by everything. That is why that love is so strong. So you cannot just love someone. You have to know, you have to feel, you have to know what they're going through. You have to know their strengths, their weaknesses. You have to know what they're going through at every moment. Otherwise, you lose them. Why do relationships break? It's because they stop talking. It's they stop connecting. That's when the love disappears. And no one's talking anymore. No one trusts each other anymore. Better be safe, right? Better be safe. Better not say too much. And well, if I don't like you, I'll just go on to the next thing. And that goes for everything, everywhere. Everything's become so touristic. It's just tourism. The world has become a place of tourism. And what is tourism? You just go somewhere, a place you don't have any connection with, a place you don't know, you don't know the story, you don't know anything about this place. You just go there to take some dumb pictures, which you could have just Googled on the fucking internet. And then, when you're done, you go and that was it. That was the whole story. You have no connection to the place whatsoever, so there can never be any love to the place. People can say, oh, I love this place, I love that place. How do you know? How do you know if you haven't been there for long, you know? You can't really love something unless you really know it. You might love how it looks, sure. But do you get my point? This is relevant, guys. This is so relevant right now. Because there is something about tourism which just feels so distant. It feels distant. But there are people. But still, it's not the same. It's not the same as someone from that place. It's not the same as someone who speaks the same language, who looks the same. Someone who knows the story of that place. Someone who knows the culture. There's something with tourism that just doesn't feel right. And that exact same thing. A lot of people are tourists within their friendships. So how can you truly be connected if that's the case? That is why loyalty is so important. That is something I that is something that's the most important. That is the number one thing for me. Loyalty. Are you loyal? You might be smart. You might have all the things that everyone wants. Money, looks, this, that, and the other. But are you loyal? If someone's not loyal, they're just a fucking tourist, okay? A fucking tourist, no one needs that. No one needs that in the longer term. It might look nice. It might, be cool in the moment, but there is no long-term benefit for that. And everyone knows that. That's why everyone hates tourists. Sure, you can make money from it. You can take their money. But it's transactional still. There's no connection. You just take the money and you leave. You do the same thing as they do to you. They just take the experience, you just take the money. And there is no connection anymore. And that is what's wrong with the world. Everyone's always on a plane to the next fucking place, guys. What are you doing there? I don't even want to go to these places anymore. I can go anywhere and I don't want to go anywhere. I just want to be here and do this and think about life and think about myself, and work on the bigger plan and just execute that. I hate the weather. It's fucking snowing outside. I don't like it. It looks nice, don't get me wrong. But I want to spend my winters where I spend my summers. And I've heard that quote recently. That is the reason I'm spending my winter here. It would be so much more convenient for me to just go to Dubai or something, Better weather, better this, better that, whatever, right? But fuck that. I'm not doing that. And it's not to say like, oh, I'm not a tourist, I'm never going to be a tourist. I am the most guilty of this all, you know. I've been a tourist and I will be a tourist. It's fine. But everything I said is still true. And I'm guilty of it too. It's fine. I'll admit it. And we all are, you know, we all are. So, this is just an observation, guys. And like I said, this goes for everything. And this is why people are alone. People don't connect anymore. That's why they're alone. That's the thing why when people say, "Oh, you're together but you're alone," right? You're alone together. You might be sitting next to each other, but you're not connecting. So you're still alone. Together alone. That is the story of the world right now. And it's because people are afraid. People are afraid to be taken advantage of, to be used. I don't know. I don't know exactly what everyone's afraid of, but must be one of those things, right? But yeah, this is something to think about, and it's only gonna get worse. Like I said, guys, it's probably only gonna get worse as everything's becoming more accessible all of the fucking time. And the need for human connection in practical terms is constantly decreasing. Constantly. That is a big problem. So I'm gonna leave it with an open ending here, but this is something for us all to think about. And again, this is not a cry for help from my side. My life's great. I have the connections I need. But everything I'm saying is still true, even for me.